I've been lied to. You have been lied to. Your father, your grandmother, that guy down the street who weirdly washes his Corvette with a diaper, whatever that's about. We've all been the victims of the greatest, quietest, most infuriating bait and switch in modern American mechanical history. I am vibrating at a frequency that could shatter glass right now. I've spent decades in the industry. I was a Honda factory trained and certified service writer and technician. Absolutely lived under the hood. I know what the inside of a K24 engine is supposed to look like, and I know what it looks like when it's been violated by the absolute sludge that they sell us at the pump. And for years, I sat across the service desk from you fine people and said things like, well, you must be skipping your oil changes. You gotta be driving it too hard. I blamed you. I blamed the PCV valves. I blamed everything under the sun for that crusty, asphalt-looking plaque destroying your intake valve. But I was wrong. I just spent the last 72 hours face first in a rabbit hole so deep and dark that frankly, I'm surprised the oil companies haven't cut my fiber optic yet. Welcome back to Tech Jimmi. Sit down, strap in, hit like, hit subscribe, let's get going. Today, we're talking about American gasoline and how it's so fundamentally, completely, absolutely garbage. And the world's biggest automakers had to form a global shadow alliance just to stop their cars from choking to death on it. All right, let's break it down. When you pull up to an intersection and there's a Shell, a Mobil, a generic no-name Bob's Discount bait and tackle and gas shop, and a Costco, you probably think they all get their gas from different magical underground gasoline rivers, right? Gasoline is a commodity. When it leaves the refinery, it goes through a pipeline. It's all exactly the same. It's raw, unflavored, highly explosive base liquid. It's the raw chicken of the energy world. It's nothing. It's baseline. The magic, or in our case, the tragedy, doesn't happen until the fuel reaches the local distribution terminal. When the tanker truck pulls up to fill its tanks for Bob's Discount gas and computer and bait and tackle, it adds a specific package into the truck along with the base fuel. When the truck for Shell pulls up, a completely different additive package gets dumped in. This additive package is the detergent. It's the soap. It's the lifeblood of your engine's longevity. And right now, in 2026, most of the gas being sold in this country doesn't have enough detergent to wash a dirty spoon, let alone protect a high compression internal combustion engine. So how did we get here? Let me take you back to 1995. The Environmental Protection Agency looks around and says, hey, cars are spitting out a lot of nasty stuff. Maybe we should mandate that oil companies put some cleaning detergents in their gas so engines don't gunk up and destroy their emissions equipment. Sounds great, right? The government stepping in to save the day. Hooray, that's what we need, more government. The EPA created something called the LAC, the lowest additive concentration. Now, whenever the government sets a minimum standard for a corporation, what do you think the corporation does? Do they say, oh gee, let's exceed that minimum by 500% just to protect the consumer? No, they treat it as a minimum standard and a maximum ceiling. LAC standard is a joke. It's the environmental equivalent of a high school kid doing exactly one push-up in gym class to avoid getting an F. It's the absolute bare minimum. Technically legal, but morally bankrupt amount of detergent, the minimum amount required by law. Imagine that your diet consisted exclusively of triple cheeseburgers and French fries. Every single meal, every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Eventually, your arteries are gonna look like a clogged culvert pipe. That's exactly what the LAC minimum standard does to your car's fuel injectors. It's basically mechanical plaque. And for nearly a decade, the oil companies pumped this government-approved fast food garbage into our cars, pocketing the savings on the detergent that they weren't using. Fast forward to the early 2000s. Engines are getting smarter. They're getting tighter tolerances. Automakers are trying to squeeze every single ounce of horsepower and efficiency out of 4 cylinders. Suddenly, the service bays at General Motors, Honda, Toyota, BMW, and Audi are overflowing. Cars are coming in limping. They're misfiring. They're stalling at red lights. The check engine lights are blinking like a strobe light at a 90s rave. As a factory-trained tech, I was on the front lines of this. I was pulling apart K24 blocks, looking at intake valves that looked like they'd been dipped in liquid tar and baked in a kiln. I was replacing injectors that were completely suffocating. So the automakers panicked. They think, did we mess up our engineering? Did we screw up the metallurgy? They spend millions of dollars investigating. And you know what they found? The fuel. The fuel is literal poison. The automakers realized that the EPA's minimum standard is actively assassinating their engines. They are bleeding hundreds of millions of dollars in warranty claims because oil companies are being cheap with soap. So what did they do? They write a polite letter to Congress. Absolutely not. In 2004, the biggest, most fiercely competitive automakers on planet Earth, companies that usually want to crush each other's skulls from the free market, formed an alliance. They sat down at a big mahogany table, looked the oil industry dead in the eye, and basically said, listen to me, you slick-haired Texas oil bastards. Your fuel is dog water. It's basically destroying our cars. If you don't immediately start selling a tier of gasoline with significantly more detergents in it, we're gonna write every single owner's manual in America that your specific gas station is a vehicular homicide scene. They bypassed the government entirely. They created their own standard, a standard that required 2.5 to 3 times the amount of detergent of the EPA minimum. 2.5 to 3 times! And that is called top tier fuel. Now we get to the part of the rabbit hole that actually made me want to throw my toolbox into the ocean. Because I know what you're thinking, right? You're sitting there drinking your Monster energy drink saying, Jimmy, calm down. No, I don't buy the cheap gas, I buy premium. I hit the 93 octane button, my engine is clean. That's not what that's for! That's just not what that's for! That's the biggest marketing con job in the history of retail. Octane and detergent are completely different. They have nothing to do with each other. Octane is just a measurement of the fuel's resistance to premature detonation knock. That's it. It has absolutely nothing to do with how clean the fuel is. You can go to Bob's Discount Gas, Bait, Tackle, and Music and pay an extra $1 a gallon for 93 premium, and it will still only have the basic, bare, minimum, pathetic D- EPA level detergent in it. You're just buying high performance sludge. That's all it is, high octane sludge. It'll resist knock a little better and simultaneously crush your valves into carbon. Or you can go to a top tier gas station and buy their cheapest 87 octane regular gas if your car was made to run on regular. And it will contain what the massive automakers demand, that heavy dose of automotive cleaning agent, that heavy dose of detergent. So let's go deeper and talk about why this is actually 10 times more important today than it was in 2004. We have entered the era of GDI, gasoline direct injection. In the old days with port injection, the fuel injector sat up in the intake manifold. When it sprayed the fuel, that fuel washed back over the intake valve before it went into the cylinder. So if you had a good detergent-rich fuel, it literally gave your valves a shower every time the engine fired. But with direct injection, the injector is shoved straight into the combustion chamber. The fuel never touches the back of the intake valve. So now the intake valve is just getting blasted with hot, oily blow-by gases from the PCV system, and there is no fuel washing it off. This is what happens. Carbon buildup. Your engine starts wheezing like it just ran a marathon through a coal mine. But Jimmy, if the fuel doesn't wash the valves anymore, why does top tier matter? Because of the injectors, okay? The injectors matter. Freaking goober. Direct injectors live directly inside the combustion chamber. They're still sitting inside an exploding metal box of fire thousands of times a minute. The tips of those injectors have holes in them, and they're thinner than a human hair. Yeah, even mine. Your spray pattern goes from a nice, fine, perfect mist to a drippy, embarrassing, gross pee in the morning dripping inside your engine. You don't want that. You lose fuel economy, you lose power, and eventually you're paying a guy like me $1,500 to tear off your intake manifold and replace your injectors. The absolute worst part of all of this is how quiet it is. The oil companies don't want you to talk about it because that highlights that their gas is trash. The government doesn't want you to talk about it because that points out that their regulations are bullshit. And most people just look at the price tag on the big sign and pull in wherever's the cheapest. A penny off a gallon, and I've seen people cross the street just for that. Think about what you're doing first. There's a website. I'll put it here or here somewhere. It's toptiergas.com. Every single retail brand that has submitted their fuel to automaker independent labs and passed their brutal, rigorous testing that's required to earn the top tier badge goes on this website. Costco is on there, Shell is on there, Mobil, Chevron, Sunoco, a bunch of them. It's not just expensive or hard to find stations. You just have to look for the sticker on the pump. It's usually a little green logo. If you don't see that logo, you're actively choosing to feed your car the worst possible diet legally allowed in this country. You're giving your car Burger King and McDonald's every day for lunch. Actively choosing the death of your fuel injection system. I turned a lot of wrenches for a long time, and I thought I had a good grasp on what I was doing. But finding out that the primary cause of half the engine drivability issues in this country is literally just greedy gas stations skimping on detergent, it broke me today. My entire brain came apart, and I am mad. You should be too. Stop falling for the premium octane myth. Buy top tier. Put the right soap in the machine. I'm Tech Jimmi. I need to go lay down on at least this concrete floor or something and start rethinking my life choices. Like the video, subscribe for more of this, and I appreciate all the love so far. You guys are awesome, and see you in the next video. Buy top tier gas all the time because your car wants it. Do it for your car.